Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DCSG 81 and today we'll take a look at this Mafex Venom again because I would like to stress out a few more points which I missed out in my review for him yesterday. Okay, so first thing first, I'll go on with the things to look out for him. This is one thing that I just noticed yesterday while posing him. You can see the leg can be pulled down, which I failed to mention. I'm so sorry about that. So there's a pull down mechanism for the legs, but as we pull down, you can notice that if I pull down the other side, the other leg tends to go up. It's like as if they are sharing the same ball joint, so that when you pull out this side, you go. So it's something pretty irritating. I find it. It's not like the Spider-Man. If I show you the Spider-Man here, you can see I can pull down each leg. It's like separately. It doesn't affect the other leg. And from inside, you can see they have their own. I don't know whether you can see on the camera, but from my side, I can see it has the separate kind of like mechanism for each leg, so it doesn't affect much. But this Venom, it seems like as if it's sharing together, but from what I look inside, it looks very similar to the Spider-Man. Just don't know why when I pull it, it will affect the other one. Can you see? See? It's very funny. So I mean, it's not a deal breaker or anything like that, but when you're posing his leg, it kind of like irritate things. Okay, and the next thing is this is very serious. Okay. As you know, we have interchangeable heads. Okay, for the Eddie Brocks, it actually comes with a neck, which is perfectly fine. Okay, you can just pull up easily and just snap it back on. Okay, no problem. But to change between the two Venom heads, you have to actually share the same neck, which is fine for me because I think it will be too much for us to ask for an additional neck, which I think it should be fine. But the worst thing is they only give you one packs. Okay, so you will actually have to remove this and put it inside here, and this pack is extremely tight. I have tried so hard yesterday to remove it. Even with a tweezer, I have to really pull so hard until I'm so afraid that it might just broke and stuck inside. So it's very difficult. Now it's fine because I pull it out so many times. I think it have start to loosen out the holes, and then you have to pull it in. So these are the things that they fail to notice, that they should actually give us just one tiny pack to ease things out so much for us collectors, that we don't have to, you know, put extra effort just to change the head. Okay, and to put it back in again it's not an easy task. Okay, I tried so hard yesterday until my hands is sore. Okay, so you can see, wow. Okay, it's very hard. So these are the things that I need to look out for. I mean you need to look out for if you intend to buy this. And of course, there's also good things which I noticed, is that the butterfly joints let me see if you can hear it. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. There is there is a clicking sound when I do the posing. It's like the Revotech kind of clicking sound, which is good. I mean, I like it because it actually holds the pose better. But sometimes the thing is, sometimes it doesn't happen and sometimes it does. So I just can't really catch when it happens. But like now when I'm recording, it doesn't happen. But when I'm doing the pose myself, I usually hear it a few times when I try to pose in, and it will just click. Okay, so it's a good thing, this one. Okay, so okay, next thing is about the colors. A few of you have actually asked me what are the colors, and I actually reply you with black, but I'm actually wrong here. Okay, as I notice further, it actually brings some sort of like a blue bluish feel to it. It just it's very hard to define whether it's pure black. And I look at it under the lighting, it doesn't look pure black, but under certain lighting it just look black, you know. It's like, it's not really metallic, something like a bluish kind of black, if it makes any sense to you. Yeah, so it's very very nice. I mean, even in comics sometimes you can see Venom does appear in some sort of like blue shadings over the black, so they managed to capture this on this figure, which I think is very nice. So as we all know, the Spider-Man actually comes with a reissue which has the comics version of the coloring, which I find very interesting. So I'm pretty sure this Venom will eventually have something like that. I'm pretty sure they will do that to Venom. Okay, so let's see how they were going to do that. And what's the next thing? Okay, so for the next session, I believe this is also what you guys have been talking about. It's about the heights for him. So before we get started with the comparison, I'd like to see what's the real height of this guy. So he's actually perfectly a 6-inch kind of yeah, it's about the 6-inch figure. So he's actually the perfect scale of a 6-inch. As we all know, for s.h.figuarts, even though we call it a 6-inch figure, but they are actually much shorter than that. Okay, so this is a pure 6-inch figure. So if they're going to make a Venom a 6-inch figure, so I'm sorry about that, the Spider-Man should be much smaller, right? So actually I think it's not the fault of this Venom to be small. I actually feel that the Spider-Man itself is actually too big. You can see, I'm not sure if it's shown on the camera. In fact, the Spider-Man is actually a tiny bit shorter than this Venom is. Maybe it doesn't show on the camera, but he is slightly shorter than him. But I still feel that this Mafex Spider-Man is slightly too tall. Okay, and then next we have is the this is the Marvel Legends, the Far From Home version, which is shorter. And then we have the s.h.figuarts, again Far From Home Spider-Man, which is even shorter. And then we have the Mafex Homecoming Spider-Man, which is I think it's about the same height as this s.h.figuarts. So which one do you think the Spider-Man should be for this kind of scale of Venom? I actually felt that the one from Marvel Legend actually should scale pretty well with this Venom. Okay, so he's about half the head shorter than Venom. Maybe if I can find any pictures of the comparison, I will show you right now, so we can actually see which Spider-Man is actually the best one to match with this Venom. This comic style is actually too tall, I would feel that. Okay, so it's not really the fault of this Venom, it's the Spider-Man is being created too tall. That's what I feel. Okay, so next is actually the comparison with this Revoltech Yamaguchi Venom, which I missed out yesterday, and yeah, I just sort of forgotten about it. So now that just to show you guys, I know this is not a good comparison because it's like a totally different Venom, and I also agree with those of you who say this Mafex Venom is actually very very similar to the Marvel Legend Venom that you can see on the screen now. I actually agreed because I was actually going to get that Venom to do a comparison with him, but actually that is not the Venom that I want. This is the Venom that I want, that you can see on the screen right now, not this one. But this one do interest me because it have the open mouth with the tongue coming out, and I actually likes that. But of course the one that I wanted also have that, and the size is much bigger, which is what I wanted. And okay, so that is the reason why I'm not getting this Venom, because I wanted this Venom and not this, and definitely not this one, because this one looks very very ugly to me. So I wanted to have the BAF one, but unfortunately, as you know, it's BAF, and it's pretty hard to find right now, so actually left with this Revoltech ones. And this Revoltech one is actually what interests me. When I saw the prototype picture, I know I gotta have it because it's very very nice, and all the dynamic poses, you can do all the dynamic poses very very perfectly. As we all know, Revoltech Yamaguchi line is meant for dynamic poses, but it also failed in some way. I mean, I'm pretty disappointed in some way that the upper body is very heavy compared to the lower body, so it tends to fall down, or he have fallen. I lost count how many times he have fallen when I tried to pose him. So the joint here is not strong enough to actually hold the poses for most of the time. So most of the time you just got to use his hand to actually balance him in certain poses. So it's pretty disappointing, and also I think they actually made it like too huge, and now I can't put it back. Okay. I think they kind of make him like too huge, that the upper body just kind of like proportionally it doesn't look right. I know this is still a comic characters, but it just doesn't feel that right to be this huge. Yeah, I know the BF one is huge as well, but that looks more normal to me as compared to this one. Yeah, so you can see he just too heavy on the upper body. But if you are those that who likes dynamic poses kind of collectors, this is a perfectly good Venom, I would say. Yeah, so it actually have all the characteristic that I wanted in a Venom, which is the open mouth with the tongue, a broader body, as well as the symbiote actually coming out from his body like this one. The BFF one, the BAF, yeah, Build-A-Figure Venom does have all these characteristics as well, which is why I wanted that as well, but I just can't seem to find it right now. Yep, so it's not a good comparison, but we can still take a look. So yep, he does look very similar in terms of height, but of course the size wise he's like twice his size. Okay, so this is like the Venom on steroid, you know. Before he takes steroid, after he takes steroid. Okay, so the last thing in this video is about the magnetics feet and hands, which I failed to mention again yesterday. Thanks to Venom disturbing me. Okay, so I'd like to just show you how to change it. Of course, it's pretty simple. Let me see. Okay, I can't really seem to see. Yeah, okay, there's an L inside there. Sorry, it doesn't show on my camera, but there is a labeling inside there that you can see how which one is the left leg and which one is the right leg. Okay, L and R. So it's pretty straightforward. Just slot it in like that, and the hands as well. Okay, and the next one I'll actually show you how it actually how do I put it, stick on the metal bar and see if it actually stays, or it will be too heavy for the magnets to support the figures. So let's take a try now. Okay, let's go. Okay, so here we are again at my kitchen, whereby I have a metal door here. So let's give it a try. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure whether it's the Venom's too heavy or the magnet this time is not as strong. It doesn't seem to be able to hold his weight. Okay, see, he will just fall off. Okay, so maybe we need to try something else, which means that I have to rely on his hands just to make sure. Let's see if we can hold, with all 4 magnets. Okay, so with all 4 magnets it will hold him. Okay, so unlike the Spider-Man, I believe this one should be able to hold as well. Okay, let's try. I forgot if I have actually tested this last time. Nope, not good. It's not holding well. Okay, I think the one that I have shown is the Mafex Iron Spider, which actually managed to hold the magnet, managed to hold him down just by the legs. but not with the comic version. It doesn't. Okay, so I believe the Spider-Man will needs to have 2 hands as well with the legs, just like Venom. Yep. Okay, so to me is okay, but to have 4 hands, I mean 4 hands and legs, then only can support, which is not that good. So I leave. Okay, so at least Venom can hold, but Spider-Man can't seem to hold without 1 hand. Yep, seems like a pretty weak magnet. He needs all 4, but Venom can do with just 3. Let's try with 2 now. Nope. Nope, not good. Okay, so that's all for the additional information for this Mafex Venom. I hope you find this informative, and of course, if you like this video, I hope you give me a thumbs up. And if you have any more questions related to him that I didn't address, just let me know in the comments below. And of course, subscribe to my channel because I'll have more interesting content like this almost every day. Okay, until then, I'll speak to you real soon. Bye.